Welcome everyone. We're going to work on solving EVOBs with CLT, which sounds kind of crazy. EVOBs is just talking about equations with variables on both sides. That's what we did yesterday. So I'm just going to write the word yesterday underneath here. You don't have to do this if you don't want. Let's stay nice and quiet. Working on EVOBs. That's from yesterday. Combining like terms. Have we heard that before? That's the first day of school. Literally on the first day of school, we talked about combining like terms. First day of school. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to learn yesterday's work plus the first day of school work. So even though this is new notes, is there any part of this that is actually new? No, not really. It's not new because, welcome back. It's just a combination of two things that we already know how to do. If we read what we got here, just like yesterday, letters left, that is our kind of like main objective, is to get those letters left. To start, we're gonna do question number 1, and this is a yesterday question, all right? This is not the new stuff. This is only the stuff from yesterday, but it is a little bit of a tricky one from yesterday. I'm going to put a line down the equal signs. This is what we would call a simple EVOB because it has equation with variables on both sides. And it doesn't even have variables on both sides. So maybe this is a question from like 2 weeks ago, okay? I want to move the letters to the left, and so I want to move this negative 3x. The reason that this question is a little funky is that when I do plus 3x on the right side, I have to keep the equation balanced, so I have to do a plus 3x on the left side, and here's where students make mistakes. Does this 3 add up with the 7? It does not. Okay, would you consider the 3x and the negative 7 to be like terms? No. So these are not going to combine together. I'm not going to write plus 3x underneath the 7. I'm going to write plus 3x off to the side. Okay? I'm going to stay out of the way. I'm going to let this 7 come down because these are not going to combine together. Right? So what I'm seeing is that my 7's going to come down, my 8's going to come down, and then the rest of it, negative 3 plus 3, that's going to make 0. Truly, as long as we make sure this 3 doesn't combine with the 7, it's not that bad of a question. We have just a 3x, so I'm just going to put 3x. We can bring down that 7 minus 7. We can bring down this 8. 8. And you're exactly right, and I like that you remembered it. Don't forget this equal sign. Sweet. So if you can get this far, this question right here should look so easy, so comfortable, so nice. We can solve this literally 100 times in a row. So if I needed to solve this question, what's my next step? Plus 7. We're going to move the constants to the other side. Negative 7 plus 7 is 0. I've got a 3x. 15. Missing one more thing. Before I get there, what am I missing on this line? Nice. Equals. Then I'm going to finish every question with divide. Divide by 3. X equals 15 divided by 3 is 5. Now, there's a couple different ways to do this, all right? We can maybe move our 8 instead of moving the X. There's a couple different ways. If you get down to 5 and you have correctly moved and divided, you can get there a different way. This is how we're going to do it. If you flip it, then flip it. Like I said, there's a couple different ways to do it. This is how we are going to do it. Now, if you want to do it your way, show your work, write it down neatly, and I'm not going to count it wrong. Now, Remember, Googling it is not your own work. So none of this like, oh, this is how I do it. It's like, that's how Google does it, my man. That's not you. So, yep. A couple different ways to go for it. The way I like to do math is I like to be a factory that does the same thing every time. So letters left, letters left. That's my thing. Now, number 2. Here comes the new stuff. Okay, not too bad so far. Line down my equal sign, and hopefully your brain is telling you, wait a second, something's a little off. Okay? Because this is looking very imbalanced. It's looking a little funky. Okay? Because we have only one term on the left side, and we're working with 3 terms on the right side. So this is looking kind of strange, okay? This is where our new stuff comes in. And when I say new, it's from the first day of school. We're gonna look to combine like terms. On the right side, we have 3 terms. Do any of these terms combine together? Correct. The 3x and the 2x are going to combine together. Okay? Now, as simple as this sounds, there's always about 2 kids in class who make the following mistake. Okay? What we're trying to do is combine like terms. That's all we're trying to do. Okay? Here is the mistake that these students will make, right? So I'm going to write mistake here. Don't do this, okay? If I write minus 2x, it doesn't look all that bad, right? I mean, we used opposites. The opposite of the 2 is a minus. Exactly. The problem here is, did we do minus 2 on both sides? No, we only did minus 2 on one of the sides, and we did it twice on one of the sides. This is not good, okay? This right here, this is bad math, okay? Everybody see how? Everybody see why? Okay, get my nice high polymer eraser. Impressive. Love these things. All we need to do is just add them up. What's 3 plus 2? 5. That's it. 5x. We don't need to do any minus 2 on both. We just add them up, right? What is 3 plus 2? It makes 5. There we go. That's the new step today. We're going to bring everything else down. That's it, right? That's what we learned. So from here, it's all review. It's all old stuff. I'm going to look at this. I'm going to want to identify that I want to move this 5x. So I'm going to do minus 5x. Make sure that my like terms are matched up. 5 minus 5 is 0. 3 minus 5. And you know, Desmos is good. We can use Desmos. Do a little 3 minus 5 action. Negative 2. Sure. Negative 2x equals negative 18. And how do we finish every question? Finish it with dividing. Divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. X equals 9. All right, this was a question where we talked about something allegedly new. But literally all we did was 3 plus 2 makes 5. Okay? You have a question? Okay. Now, let's check out number 3. And what you're going to notice with number 3 is we are going to have a lot of stuff here. At the start, how many total terms do we have?
3.
Total. 6 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot, okay? We're going to have a 4-step equation. We haven't done one with 4 before. We've done 1-steppers, 2-steppers, 3-steppers. We got a 4-step equation. Now to start, anytime you have 3 terms on one side, you're going to have some kind of matches, right? So if we're looking at this left side, do we have any common, like terms? I'm looking on the left side first. Left side first. What do we got? Gotcha. 1 and plus 6. And we are not going to use rocket science. Literally, what is 1 plus 6? 7. Excellent. I'm going to write 3x plus 7. Now, is it okay if the 7 comes first? Sure, as long as all of the signs are correct. It better be a positive 7. It better be a positive 3. It's actually called the commutative property of addition. But you're allowed to mix these around. Okay? Now let's look on the right side. Do we have any matches? Right, we heard this one earlier. You're 100% right. The negative 14 matches with what? The 1. Again, we're not doing anything crazy. We're just going to Desmos. We're just typing negative 14 plus 1. Simple addition. We got negative 13. Now, I'm going to write 7x minus 13. It's kind of a good habit to put the x's first if it's your call, but we're not really working on that yet. So if you have negative 13 plus x, right, this is also acceptable. Negative 13 plus 7x. This is okay as well. But I'll give you a hint here. If you have 13 minus 7x, that is bad. Okay? So don't do this. We got to make sure those signs stay the same. All right, that was everything new. From here on out, it is 100% review. It is 100% yesterday's work. And hopefully you're starting to think to yourself, the new stuff is actually the easiest part, right? And if you're thinking that, then you are on the right track. What are we going to move first? I'm going to move the 7x. We're also going to want to move this 7 eventually. I like to move my letters first because as soon as I can get one pile of x's, I know I can solve it every time. So I like moving my x's first. Minus 7x, minus 7x. I'm making sure to use opposites. I'm making sure to line things up correctly. 7 minus 7 is 0. That stuff's gone. Anybody know 3 minus 7? Correct. Negative 4x. What else goes on this line? Plus 7. What else? Equals and negative 13. Nice job. If you can get to this part with one variable, with one letter, then you should be able to solve this every single time. What goes next? Minus 7, minus 7. Of course, 7 minus 7 is 0. We have negative 4x equals negative 20. I heard somebody say you're correct, just to prove it. Negative 13 minus 7 is negative 20. Of course, saw that one coming. Finish it up with divide every time. Divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4. What do we think? X equals? 5. Can we do 2 more questions? What do you think? I got you. Let's do 2 more. I don't want your EVOBS to be on the video. We're going quick. All right. We're over here on the right. We've got a line down the equal sign. Can we combine on the left? I think we can combine on the left. Combining on the left, I see 2x terms. What do we get when we combine these together? Go catch negative 3x. And then that 13 can come second. Look on the right. What can we combine on the right? 5 and negative 8. I like to put my x terms first. negative x minus 3. Let's keep the chatter down. We're almost done. Literally 2 questions left for the whole day. From here, the new stuff is done. It is all review, okay? We're going to want to move the x's to the left. We're going to want to move the numbers to the right and finish with divide, and we'll be done, okay? How do we move this minus x?
Plus x.
Right, we can think about this as a minus 1x, so we're going to do plus 1x plus 1x. Yep, negative 2x. Bring down the 13 equals negative 3. Yep, what comes next? Minus 13. Hopefully you are thinking, wow, this is like the same thing every time, right? Look at how similar these 2 questions look. It's like the same thing. All right, negative 2x equals negative 16 is correct. Again, using Desmos, just so I'm showing you guys. Negative 16, sweet. Finish with divide. Dividing by negative 2. X igual 8. Okay. How are we feeling with this stuff? We doing okay? One more question. Let's knock out one more question. This one is a little interesting. So even if you feel like you got this stuff mastered, maybe there is something for you to learn on number 5. Look on the left. Can we combine these 2 together? Look on the right. Can we combine these 2 together? Actually, yes. Correct. Sí. Sí, claro. What is 4x's minus 2x's?
2x.
Yeah, nice and simple. Just literally 4 minus 2. Okay? On the left, we can't do anything, right? Just drop it down. I like that. All right? Now, it's not quite super easy yet because we still have 2 piles of x's. Make sure you have both those x's written down. I want to move my letters left. Again, we got some real math wizards in class. There are different ways to do it. I do it the same way every time. So I'm moving my letters left. Also can move my numbers right. Okay, moving my letters left. Minus 2x minus 2x. If we are so excellent, I've heard a couple people have already mastered this skill in class. What goes on this next line? Tell me the whole thing. I got 4x minus 32 equals 0. Fantastic. Excellent. We got this 0. We're in great shape. And now, remember, 0 is a number. 0 is valid. 0 is just the number between the positives and the negatives, right? 0 counts. 0 is okay. And I like 0. 0 is very easy, right? Adding with 0 is literally the easiest thing possible. So when I go to finish this question, plus 32, and I have to do 0 plus 32.
Which would be 32.
Right. I mean, is there anything easier than that? So I like 0. I'm definitely not scared of 0. I think 0 makes the questions easier. Finish every question with a little divide. And what is 32 divided by 4? X equals 8. Once again. All right. We feel okay about this? Sweet. Hopefully your paper is nice and neat. We got a lot of steps. It's starting to get a little messy.